Hey, do you guys want to know the absolute hardest part of SEO and why SEO companies charge you guys thousands of dollars to do this for you every month? I'm going to show you what makes a website really rank. What's up there, guys? Izzy here once again with Do It Yourself Junk Removal SEO, where I help junk removal business owners, dumpster rental companies, small business owners really understand the internet, show them how to design an SEO optimized website, do their SEO themselves to save them thousands and thousands of dollars in advertising costs and also having to pay SEO companies, digital marketing agencies for these services on a monthly basis. And today I want to discuss what I think is the hardest part of SEO, the most difficult thing to do. And one of the reasons that there's a lot of SEO companies and digital marketing agencies that charge so much money for to small business owners, in my opinion, they charge way too much, more than they really should, to get their businesses, their websites to rank on Google for specific search terms. So I want to show you guys what those most difficult thing is, and that is the backlinks. The backlinks pointing back to your website. What really, at the end of the day, what really causes a website to rank on Google is the gaining trust of Google. And how Google does that is by looking and scanning the internet all over the place for pages where your website has got a backlink pointing back to your website. So what Google's looking for is looking for signals. It's looking for a high authority website, a good trustworthy blog, a website, a business, Chamber of Commerce website, anything like that. It's looking for a link that's pointing back to your website, mentioning stuff like junk removal, or that it's a business, or it's where the area that it's doing business. So what you need to do is you need to do an SEO in the long term is to start building links all over the internet and start pointing all those links back to your website. And those are the signals that Google's actually looking for in a website in order to Google. It's kind of like a vote. Google's looking for votes on your website. The more good votes it's got out there pointing to your website, the more Google's going to trust it and push it towards the top of the search results for a specific search term that you're trying to get your website to rank for. And you can't do anything spammy. And there's a bunch of shady ass SEO companies that will do scuzzy things out there and create a bunch of spammy links back to your website. You can't do that either because eventually Google's going to sniff that stuff out. If you do it too much, it looks unnatural, and you could Google could penalize your website and knock it down a few notches, or even push it back for a long time before it starts to let it go up in the ranks again. So that's part of what I do when I do my SEO. One of the things I do, the very first thing I do is, of course, you got to have the foundation. You hear it over and over again on my videos. Your website should have your title tag, your meta description, H1 title tags, H2 title tags, great content on the website. The absolute bare bones basics of a website. That's what's going to basically set the foundation of your website and get things going. And eventually what you're going to have to do is start building those links. So I'm going to show you exactly some of the links that I've built for a business that you guys already know I've been working with for a little bit now. And that business here is North Bay Junk Removal. I helped redesign his website. I've done all his SEO. I've done everything to get it going. And now when you go onto Google and you type in junk removal in Santa Rosa, you'll see that he is number 4 here. And if you do it in reverse, let's go with Santa Rosa junk removal. Let's take a look here. He should be number 3. He was actually number 1 for both these search terms yesterday. Google's starting to see. It's starting to shuffle it around, test things around, and it's starting to really trust this website. But you can see he's sitting right here. I also have this tool that'll mimic my location. It's called Bright Local Search Results. And what you need to do here is just type in junk removal and then type in the location. So what it's doing is mimicking that I'm sitting in Santa Rosa, California, and you hit search, and it's going to give me different results. It's going to give me the local results in that area, and you'll see right here, junk removal, and he's number 1 for junk removal services in Santa Rosa. So he's sitting number 1 in the organic listings right here. We're still working on his map listing. That's a whole different thing. What we're talking about here is the website. So he's number 1 for the 2 words junk removal for anybody sitting in Santa Rosa. So why is that? Well, I've done all the SEO. I've done my method of making it happen, and it's worked over and over and over and over again for different businesses out there. I've done it for asphalt paving companies. I've done it for a roofing company. I've done it for carpet cleaning. I've done it for I've done it for a DJ. But it works every single time. The only thing is that you have to be patient with it and you have to be consistent with it. And one of the very first things that I do is a press release. And to me, that gets the ball rolling. It sends the signal out, and it's something natural that other businesses do. And what it does is it creates an article, and it starts creating a link back to this website. The signal's very weak, it's not very strong, not very authoritative, but it's a signal nonetheless. And then what I do after that, I start creating these little backlinks on these they're free. They take, I don't know, 30 minutes to build one each. I start building a link here and there. They're not very, very good links either. They're very, very weak, very, very faint, but it's a signal nonetheless. And as time progresses, what I start doing is outreaching and looking for places where you can get an article written, something strong that points back to this website that starts giving it more and more authority over time. So I'm going to show you one of the bigger reasons why this website's starting to rank in #1 for junk removal in Santa Rosa. So here's the website. Got an article written. It's called Divine Party Concepts. It's a legit website. It's a blog. It's about parties and all this stuff. But we got an article written here. It's talking about how to clean up after a party and all that stuff. And inside here, you see a paragraph right here of places you can call to help you clean up your party. And it's right here. It says Junk Removal Company. So when people click on this link, see this highlighted link, they click on it, and it leads right to North Bay Junk Removal Services. So I'll show you another blog. This blog looks like it's about the Bay Area, visiting places in the Bay Area like San Jose, California here, Santa Cruz Boardwalk, that sort of thing. And there's an article written here on moving to Santa Rosa, some of the things you need to consider when you're moving out there. And inside this article, you'll see it'll make mention if you got things you need to move, you got leftover junk or anything like that. Make sure you call a very trustworthy junk removal business out there in Santa Rosa. Right here, you click on here, and it leads right to North Bay Junk Removal. Now, Google sees these articles, sees these websites, and sees the links pointing back to this website, the Santa Rosa website. Let me go back here. And with time, the more Google sees it, and then if the website's a trustworthy website, it's been around for a long time, they always write articles on it, it's a live and active website, Google sees all those signals, and with time, it starts to push it, it starts to trust it, and it's starting to rank for Santa Rosa Junk Removal, just like it's doing right here. And that is the hardest part of SEO. All the other little stuff, the foundation stuff, that's all a one-time thing you need to do. But the consistency of constantly getting links pointing to your website, that's a long drawn out play. It costs a lot of money to get one of these websites to get an article written for you, point back. And the great thing about the local SEO is that you don't really need that many. If you're trying to rank for something on a national scale, you're going to need a 5, 10, 15 of these links every single month. For local search, 1, 2, depending on some certain location. There's some areas out where the population is like 50,000. You don't even need backlinks. As long as you build a really good website, really well optimized the website, that damn website's going to rank on its own without anything else because Google knows what the website's about. So you got to make sure you still got to do all the foundation because the foundation part tells Google your intention. My website's about junk removal in Santa Rosa, California. That's what I want to be found for. And then you do the SEO part, all the outreach, all the links, and all that stuff. And that builds the authority. Now you're telling Google what you are. Now Google's validating it with all the backlinks it's seeing all over the internet. And that's why a website will eventually start to rank on Google. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. And everything I mentioned right here on this video, I do in my complete SEO course to help junk removal business owners, dumpster rental companies to do all this SEO stuff for themselves. It's not that difficult to do. In fact, I even offer a free, my little free crash course that gives you the basics of what you need to do to optimize your website, to do some of the basics of SEO and start ranking your website. And if you guys want to do further stuff and really learn the course and do all this stuff for yourself, there's a link in the description on my videos here. I'll show you all my course to show you how to build all your SEO stuff, do all the stuff yourself, save thousands of dollars. Some of the stuff you could do for just a few $100 every single month instead of having to pay, $600, $700, $800 a month, even $1,000 a month to some big SEO company, where you could just do this yourself and get some really nice links pointing back to your website. So that's all I got for you guys for this video. Till next time.